Hello everyone! It's so great to have you taking part in this activity which has been designed especially for your class. You are taking part in a Mid and East Antrim Council Good Relations program which is supported by the Executive Office. And this program is being delivered by ArtsEkta and it's all about respecting differences. We hope that you will have lots of fun learning new things together. My name's Sam, and my job is I travel all around the world finding the best stories. Now, would you like to come around the world with me today to find a story? You would? Brilliant! Now, after the count of 3, we're going to shout, go. So, 1, 2, 3, go! Here we go. Spin, spin, spin. Well, it looks like we've landed in a place called India. Now, does anyone know where the country India is? Well, it's almost 5,000 miles away, and it's a very warm, lovely country. And our story today is in a kitchen in India. And that kitchen belongs to the most wonderful cook called Mrs. Kapoor. And Mrs. Kapoor's kitchen has the yummiest smells. Now everyone, can you close your eyes? And I want you to think of your most yummiest kitchen smells. It might be the smell of baking bread, or cakes, or pizza, or sausages. Now, I want you to think of that smell and breathe it in. Well, let me tell you, Mrs. Kapoor's kitchen has the most yummiest smells, just as yummy as your favorite yummy smells. Now, today, Mrs. Kapoor is cooking up the most brilliant feast. Shall we help her? Yes? Okay. Now, first of all, Mrs. Kapoor needs to cut the garlic and the chilies. So we're gonna cut 3 times. Cut, cut, cut. And can we all put it into Mrs. Kapoor's pot? Brilliant. Now, she needs to scoop the yogurt. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Now let's all put it into the pot. Now she needs to pound the spices. So what I want you to do is get up on your feet and we're going to stomp, stomp, stomp 3 times. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And now pick up your spices and throw them in the pot. That's brilliant. Okay, one last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna pod the peas. Okay, so get your little pod and we're gonna open it like that. And we're gonna go pod, pod, pod 3 times. Pod, pod, pod. Now throw all your peas in the pot. Oh my goodness, there's so many peas. Oh, brilliant, you're really good cooks. Now Mrs. Kapoor is going to cook all the ingredients, okay? So everything's sizzling and simmering. Oh, it smells so good. Everybody take a smell after 3. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. And now she's gonna put everything on her trolley. But Mrs. Kapoor isn't finished. She needs our help to make one last thing. Mrs. Kapoor wants to make a chapatti. Can we say chapatti all together after 3? Okay, 1, 2, 3, chapatti. Now a chapatti is an Indian bread that's super yummy and it's round. What else have we seen today that's round? That's right, the world. Okay, so let's start helping Mrs. Kapoor make her chapatti. So we're gonna get the water and the flour and we're gonna mix 3 times. Here we go. Mix, mix, mix. Okay, lift out your dough. Okay, now we're gonna roll it into the shape of, what shape is a chapatti? A circle. Here we go. Roll, roll, roll. There we go. Okay, hold up your chapattis. Let me see your circles. Lovely. Now let's pop it into the frying pan where Mrs. Kapoor is going to cook her chapatti. Oh, it's looking great. It's sizzling and simmering and bubbling. Oh my goodness. I think this is the most perfect chapatti Mrs. Kapoor has ever seen. She's delighted. So Mrs. Kapoor is about to lift her chapatti to put it on the trolley when suddenly a bird flies into the kitchen, startling Mrs. Kapoor, and the chapatti goes flying out the door. And Mrs. Kapoor cries, "Chapatti, I'm coming for you." She's about to catch it when a girl thinks it's a football and kicks it into the sky. Then a boy sees it and he thinks it's a frisbee and thinks this is brilliant, and he throws it to the market. When it gets to the market, it's bouncing and jumping and wobbling and wibbling and spinning out of control. Mrs. Kapoor is about to catch it when a goat sees it and butts it into the sky. Mrs. Kapoor has an idea. I'll get my cart, my trolley, my trusty trolley, and I'll jump on it and catch that chapatti. Guys, why don't we jump on to the trolley with Mrs. Kapoor? Here we go. Lumpity, bumpity, rattle and roll. Let's say it together. Lumpity, bumpity, rattle and roll. So Mrs. Kapoor is going so quickly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. After 3, let's all fall off the trolley. 1, 2, 3. Mrs. Kapoor can see the chapatti is falling from the sky and it's almost in her hands, but oh no, a donkey sees it. Hee-haw! And he kicks it into the night sky. And Mrs. Kapoor sees the chapatti go higher and higher into the sky. And she says, "Oh my goodness, it looks like a luminous lantern. Actually, my chapatti looks like a chapatti moon." And she says to the new friends that she's met along the way, "Why don't we sit under my chapatti moon and have a feast?" So they laugh and they eat and they dance and sing until they all fall into a sleepy slumber. Let's all stretch and yawn and get cozy at Mrs. Kapoor's picnic. But Mrs. Kapoor isn't tired. She's still hungry until she sees her chapatti moon slip down into her hands from the sky. And Mrs. Kapoor says, "I think I'll eat this. It's just enough. And I need no more. Let's all have a bite of Mrs. Kapoor's chapatti moon." What do you think, guys? It does taste very moony indeed. Well, thank you so much for coming on this adventure all the way to India with Mrs. Kapoor and I. We loved meeting you, and we hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye, everyone.